Hey there, sister. I'm so glad you rejoined us here at Girl Out of Order. We are in the middle of the Do You Know Who She Is series. And I have been running an October recalibration and connection challenge in our Girl Out of Order community. We're on day 4. And I got to tell you, the shares so far are literally bringing me to tears. The women that are showing up in there for themselves are sharing really vulnerably and really honestly. And what's happening is I'm getting changed, I'm getting inspired, and we're just getting started. And it all stemmed from this Do You Know Who She Is series, this talk that I did in my Nashville for the Women's Power Luncheon. As you know, here at Girl Out of Order, we are passionate, fired up, and committed to helping women get the tools and the strategy and the inspiration to build compelling lives that come from knowing who you truly are and fully accepting yourself, flaws and all. Because we as women struggle with contorting ourselves to fit into molds we were never designed for. And what happens is we end up being shadows of what we truly are and not tapping into the potential that we truly have. So that's the basis of this Do You Know Who She Is series. Before we dive into the next letter in She Is, I want to ask a couple things of you, my dear listener. One, please join our Girl Out of Order Facebook community. If you're not already in there, I'm telling you, the engagement that's happening, the women that are sharing, you want to get to know these people. Engagement starts with you. It starts with me. So please come join our Facebook community. Get caught up in the October challenge. You can win if you complete the challenge. You will win, not enter into a drawing, but you will win a free virtual ticket to Lauren LaHave's Own Your Worth conference that takes place at the beginning of March 2025. If you've been around a while, you know I spoke on that stage this year, and that conference is life-changing. It is so inspiring to see regular women like you and me stepping into their dreams, sharing their gifts, and helping you transform your life, your health, your business, your mission, and your relationships. And so it's a $500 value. I mean, if it wasn't enough to come in this community and do this challenge for you and the community, I mean, why not win something fun while you're doing it? And second, please help us grow Girl Out of Order. My goal by the end of this year is to get this podcast grown exponentially. I'm setting big goals. I'm transitioning my branding, and I need your help to get this podcast further out into this world. So if you would leave us a written review anywhere you listen to it, that would be amazing. So please do that for us, and let's get this community growing, and let's start making a bigger and bigger impact. Okay, back to the topic at hand. Last week, let me set the stage. The title of the message, or the title of the series, is Do You Know Who She Is? And we're using the acronym She Is to give you 5 different elements to creating a compelling identity and building momentum to create the life you really, really love. So number 1 was S. And it was it was self-acceptance. I don't know where I'm going with that. It was self-acceptance. And I chose self-acceptance, not self-worth, not self-belief, but self-acceptance because it's really the foundation of what it means to be a girl out of order. And it's the foundation of getting at your true identity, really leaning into who you know yourself to be. You have to accept who you are. So many of us have lived lives where we have shrunk down or we have powered up to protect ourselves, all the while losing ourselves. So listen to last week's episode. Self-acceptance is a powerful, powerful foundation that will make all the difference for how you show up in this life and in this world and in your families and in your business, and on it goes. So it starts with self-acceptance. Now we're at H. And I am so excited to talk to you about H, because H is about becoming your own hero. H is about becoming the hero of your own life, the hero of your own story, the hero of your own journey. And the reason I'm so passionate about H is because my third ever episode was literally entitled Becoming Your Own Damn Hero. And I was looking back at it before I started recording, and I was kind of smiling to myself because I had no flipping idea what I was doing with this podcast back then. I mean, I knew the mission, I knew the vision for it, but I had no idea about the mechanics, how to do show notes. I don't know. Long story short, the message of becoming your own damn hero, that was in 2021. I'm sitting here recording this in October of 2024. My message remains the same. You must show up for your own rescue and not wait for anyone else or anything else to save you. And the message back in 2021 was really born of how I conduct myself as a family law attorney. I work with mostly women. I have amazing male clients, but I work with mostly women. And I work with women who are going through one of the most excruciating experiences that any human being can go through, and that is divorce. And oftentimes they show up so afraid, so traumatized, grief-stricken, confused. And I work with them and say to them that your rescue starts today. Yes, I will be your advocate, but I am going to teach you how to be your own hero. Because here's the real raw truth of this H. At the end of the day, at the end of your life, you are the only person that you are guaranteed to be with. And so you must show up for your own rescue. When you lay your head on the pillow at night, you're with you. You can't get away from you. And it's amazing to have people that participate in your life and that advocate for you and that show up for you and that are there for you and that are partners on the path. And that's beautiful. And you must be your own hero, sisters, because we know if we've lived more than a hot minute on this earth that life can change in an instant. Just ask the people of Israel who on October 6th, 2023 thought things were great. And on October 7th, 2024, thousands were massacred and they were plunged into war. Just ask the people who live in the mountains of North Carolina. One day they were excited for the fall season and living up in the gorgeous mountains. And then the next day, the hurricane came and washed it all away. Those are dramatic examples, but it can be as simple as, well, it's not simple, but one day you have a good income and you love your job and then you lose your job. It can be a pandemic. Whatever it is, my point is you have to be so dialed into your worth and so confident that you can be your own hero, because we don't ever want to place our significance, our safety in the hands of anybody or anything else. It has to start with you. So what does becoming your own hero mean? Because even as I keep saying it, I know what it means. And I'm very mindful of the fact that I need to make sure you as the listener, you as the woman on the other end of this message, understand what I'm actually talking about. So I want to be really fair and really clear. Becoming the hero of your own life means taking charge of your destiny. Think about that. Taking charge of your own destiny. It means showing up for your dreams. It means taking charge of your finances. It means getting off your ass. Lauren Lahav, I work with her and she's my mentor, and she has this phrase. And the first time I heard it, I thought it was the weirdest thing. I was like, I didn't know what she was talking about. She says, Goya, baby, Goya. And it stands for get off your ass. Part of becoming your own damn hero means getting off your ass. So when I work with some of my divorce clients and they come in, and I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. Let me back up. I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. I didn't have an income. I relied on Sean for my financial health. I relied on him to lead our family. I relied on him for benefits. I relied on him for so much. And it was our agreement, and it was beautiful. And I treasure those years. And what is also true is that when we went through some very deep, dark, scary times in our marriage, and I was a stay-at-home mom, I felt rudderless and stuck. I remember sitting out on the pasture of my parents' farm with my newborn baby, and I didn't know if our marriage was going to survive. And I remember crying out to God and saying, I'm stuck. I am stuck in this marriage because I can't provide for myself. I don't know what we have. I don't know what we own. I don't know what we owe. I don't know how to do this. God, I'm so scared. And there's always going to be an element of I don't want to use the word fear because I don't want to indulge in that, but there's always going to be an element of uncertainty. And okay, fine, fear. Let's be real. I don't want to paint a rosy picture. When we encounter traumatizing events, and if you build a foundation of confidence and clarity and intentionality about taking care of your life, your health, your business, your family, your relationships, you dream, you set goals, you have routines, there are ways that you can fall back on those and be your own hero when everything else falls away. So I ask you, when you look in the mirror, and we did that yesterday or the day before in our October challenge in the Facebook group, when you look in your eyes, do you see the heroine that you are? When you look in your eyes, do you see your worth? Do you have confidence that if everything else were to fall away, you would be left still standing because you are your own hero? Do you have that? Lauren sent me some gifts recently, and I was kind of cracking up. But if you're familiar with the lady stencil, when we draw those stick figures, and I'm just going to be real honest with you, I literally can only draw stick figures. I have no artistic talent whatsoever. None. You draw the stick figure and we assume it's a man, right? And you draw the female stick figure and we draw a skirt on her because then we know that she's a she. And Lauren sent me these gifts, and the gifts were the lady stencil, as I call her. And the lady stencil was on the shirt and the cup, and it said it was always a cape. And I love that. It made me smile so big. And it also made me very mindful that we need to put our own cape on. We need to be able to be self-sufficient while still being connected to a community. Wow, does that sound hard and contradictory? Maybe it does, but it's not. They go together, because what we want to do, if we're going to live the most compelling, purpose-driven lives possible, we need to be grounded in our worth. We need to be grounded and dialed into our life. We need to take responsibility for all areas of our life and draw strength from a tribe of other women who are doing the same. Who doesn't want to be, okay, I don't know where this came from, but who doesn't want to be an Avenger? Because, I don't want to deal with all the death and mayhem that the Avengers dealt with, but how freaking cool is it to be part of an Avenger-like group of women who all bring different strengths? Okay, the Avengers, what a weird metaphor, but I'm just going to go with it for right now. And if you're not familiar with the Avengers, I'm sorry, not sorry. I happen to love all the superhero movies. I love all the Marvel movies. But what I love think about the Avengers. You've got Iron Man, right? Really amazing gifts that Iron Man brings. He's obviously super techie, got, brilliant mind, understands quantum physics. I don't even freaking know what that is. And then you've got the Hulk, who is a bit of a nerd, but then all of a sudden he's like obviously physically like massively impactful. And oh my gosh. I'm like kind of not even sure which one to go to next. So I won't spend a whole lot of time on all the specific Avengers because then I'm going to geek and nerd out and I don't want to lose you. But what I love about that metaphor for becoming our own hero, oh, this is so great. I'm glad this came to me. What I love about that metaphor for becoming your own hero is, the Iron Man couldn't save the world all by himself, but he was able to take care of himself. He stood strong in his strengths. He knew what he was good at, and he took care of his life, and he was intentional with his family. And yet when all these superheroes came together and brought their strengths together, what happened? They were just so much more impactful. And on their own, they were their own hero. They were dialed into their purpose. They were aware of their strengths and their gifts and their superpowers, and they used them to live lives of intentional heroism. Ooh, living lives of intentional heroism. Ooh, I like that. I like that. So if you want to cultivate an identity that makes you effective, makes you vibrant, makes you impactful, because we should all be wanting to make an impact with our life, no matter what area of your life on. I don't care if making an impact on your life means making an impact as a stay-at-home mom. I honor you. God bless you. Hardest job I've ever had. Or you want to make an impact as a volunteer at your church, or you want to make an impact running a nonprofit that serves, women in the tribes in Kenya, which is my bucket list dream. It doesn't matter. We should always be wanting to make a positive impact on this world, because I truly believe not only does that make us a girl out of order, but that makes us living purpose-driven, gorgeous lives. It's like next level living. Who doesn't want to live and create and I don't know what else I'm saying. Live and create compelling lives that are next level. I know, raise your hand. I know I do. You're listening to this podcast. You're not listening to something that's going to tickle your ears and make you laugh, although we can do that too. You're listening to a podcast because this podcast is calling you to live as a girl out of order, is calling you to fully accept your beautiful self and build a compelling, intentional, purpose-driven life. And it starts by accepting yourself and becoming your own hero. Once you accept yourself, which is getting to know yourself and embracing who you really are, then you got to get courageous. You got to get courageous. We're about cultivating that bravery. Becoming your own hero means you cultivate bravery. It means let's get real. It means you log into that bank account, sisters, and you figure out what you own, what you owe, what you have, and what you should be spending. You create a budget. I'm just getting granular here because I don't want to just tell you concepts. I want to give you examples to live out a way to become your own hero. For years, I stuck my head in the sand on our finances for an embarrassing amount of years. Right now, Sean and I, we completed Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, and I resisted it like it was my freaking job. I didn't want to deal with this gazelle-like intensity to get out of debt. I wanted to just keep sticking my head in the sand, making good money, and always finding a way to pay our bills and finding a way to live a good life, finding a way to travel. I was so dialed into just finding a way that I wasn't showing up as a hero for my financial health. Ooh, that's embarrassing to admit. No, let me change the language around that. It's not embarrassing, it's just vulnerable. Because we make a good income and what we have doesn't reflect that because we weren't intentional. I was not the hero of our financial health. I wasn't the hero for our net worth. I wasn't the hero for being able to give because I wasn't intentional. So that's one example of how you can become your own hero, is dial into your finances. Here's another way. And this is something that a couple of the gals have shared in our community I'm going to give a big old shout out to my girls, Rena and Arlene. Please come into our community. I'm begging you, get to know Arlene Langer and Rena. Oh, goodness, I'm going to butcher your last name, girl. Gelzenis. Oh, please forgive me if I butchered it. These are two women that are in the latter half of their lives. And I met them through Unleash Our Power Within, and I was so drawn to them because one of my superpowers is I have the ability to see women as they will be, not necessarily as they are. And I saw so much potential in these women from the moment I met them, and I'm witnessing how they're unfolding that potential. And what they're doing and what they shared in the group today is that they're showing up for their health. Oh, it's so important. Your health is your wealth. So part of becoming your own hero is taking charge of your physical body, taking charge of movement. I've talked in the past about the triad. Tony Robbins teaches about the triad, and it's physiology first, and then it's focus, and then it's language and meaning. Rena and Arlene are taking charge and being intentional and setting tangible, specific, measurable, time-defined goals for their health because they understand that without their health, they won't be able to live this compelling, beautiful, purpose-driven lives that they want, need, and desire. And frankly, we all deserve that. And the world is waiting for us to show up living those lives. So I ask you today, how are you showing up for yourself and being your own damn hero? How? Because I don't just want you to think about all the ways you need to improve and all the other areas you need to be a hero. I want you to celebrate where you're already showing up and being your own hero. Because I will tell you, in my own celebration, I have taken charge of my finances. I have been humble and honest and accepted that changes need to be made, and we're paying off a lot of debt, and we're not spending like we were before, and we're not just sort of jumping and hoping we land. And I'm proud of that. And so I want to celebrate, and I want you to celebrate. So I'm inviting you to celebrate something that you are already doing to show up as your own hero. And there are other things I really, really need to keep working on. And some of that is my relationships. Others is a way I need to lead my team. And the way that I need to step into my dreams and stop playing small. I need to be my own hero because I know the world is waiting for me too. So, sisters, if you're ready to create an identity that you truly love, one that you can be so proud of, one that leaves a legacy for those who come behind you, whether it's your children or your team or those you serve, become your own hero. Take charge of your own life, craft your own mission statement, build that business, launch the podcast. In my TLC group, I have so many women that are launching podcasts, and I celebrate the hell out of them because they're Goya. They're getting off their asses. Leave that relationship that's no longer fulfilling you. Choose to put on that cape, sisters. The power to shape your life lies in your own hands. So today, I'm inviting you to take 10 minutes. Give yourself 10 minutes. That's it. I want you to get a pen or a pencil if you prefer. I don't want you to do a pencil, but whatever. Get a pen in your journal. If you're just sitting at a diner, get a napkin. I don't care. But I want you to write down first the ways that you already know you are your own hero. And then second, write down three. If you're on YouTube, you're laughing at me because I can't do three. Write down 3 areas that you need to step it up. Is it your finances? Do you need to set boundaries to protect your peace? Do you need to build a tribe that will support you, but also push you? Do you need to leave a relationship? Do you need to end a friendship? Take responsibility for your lives, sisters. It is critical to knowing who she is. Got to be your own hero. So, do you know who she is? Well, we're on our way, aren't we? We are on our way. We are accepting ourselves. We are fully embracing our uniqueness, our flaws, our gifts, our potential. And we are showing up for our lives because we are girls out of order. We are girls out of order. We are our own heroes. And here's the beautiful thing about that. I'll leave you with this last thought. When you are your own hero, when you show up for your own life, nobody and nothing can ever take that away. No pandemic, no divorce, no disease, no circumstance that's out of your control can ever take away your intentional heroism. I see you. I believe in you. I am you. And I'm holding space for you. The world needs us to be heroes right now more than ever. Because when we become our own hero, then we will be fueled to be the hero for others. We're in this together. I cannot wait to see you back next week when we dive into letter E. And do you know who she is? Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing this message. And thank you in advance for showing up in the Facebook community and doing this October challenge. It's good for you. It's great for the community. And I will see you inside. I can't wait.